Hello and welcome to another one of my videos, and in today's video it's going to be more of a talk slash podcast discussing a topic that has been brought up recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I made a couple of videos about it. I wasn't too happy with the content, so I just canned it, which is unlike me. Usually I just make the content and put it out rightly or wrongly. Before I do get into it, if you do like my content, to support me by now, you can do that by liking, commenting and subscribing if you haven't done so already. So yeah, let's talk about what the role of a dealer is. So I had a gentleman, I was having a discussion with a gentleman who he was on furlough, and he was talking about he was trading some stock, and he said, "Oh, you dealers take the piss on occasions." I was saying along those lines, and before I'd be like, "What do you mean?" Like I'd get quite annoyed about that, and I'd say, "Well, actually," I'd go on the defensive, and I'd say, "What are you talking about? You're not a dealer. You're talking crap, really." But I thought, you know what? I'll break it down, and I'll try and explain it in a way that we can both walk away from the conversation and feel like we've gained some ground. It went along the lines of, he's like, "You guys make so much money, it's crazy." And I said, that's not really true. The margins in being a dealer are not as high as people think. It's not like people come to us and, for example, we're offering £2 below spot and we're selling it for £8 over spot, £10 over spot. That isn't true. Or for the dealers I know, that isn't true anyway. So one of my suppliers, who is really lean on how much he pays, even he pays more than spot on silver. And doesn't he tell me about it, actually? That's one of the reasons why we argue about price a lot. But I said to the gentleman, I was like, I think you're being a bit harsh, because it's not about extracting as much wealth or profit as possible from individual trades. Most dealers are people who started off as hobbyists, and they've progressed onto trading. They've made a bit of beer money. They've realised it's something they're good at and they're passionate about. And there are some charlatans. There are some bad traders on the market. I've seen some. I've tried to chase some of them out of town. Ones I particularly didn't like. I've probably lost a few allies and friends over chasing these dealers out of town because politics got involved. There's a lot of things that a good dealer doesn't like. There's a lot of issues that we try and resolve that don't actually add to the bottom line. So recently I had a customer who I sent him a coin, and Royal Mail took it out of circulation, said it was a prohibited item, and told me that was that. And I turned around and said, "No, it's not. I'll take legal action against you. You will get him the coin, or you will compensate me." And it took 6 weeks to resolve. So there's lots of things that go on in the background. We're the guys you kind of come to when you need a bit of advice or you need a bit of knowledge, and we can't always help. Like, equally, I had a customer come up to me yesterday, and he said, "Can you help me value these? I'm trying to trade them." And my response was, "I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't help you value it because I don't know what the coins are. I've never seen them before, and I wouldn't feel right to give you a value which is wrong. Like, that's not okay. I know what I specialise in as a dealer. I know what I'm good at. I know what I can pay good prices on. I know what I need to pay leaner prices on, because there's some things I will get in that I will struggle to move. For example, I'm not very good with crowns, etc. I don't pay good money on them. I say to people, it's not within my area of knowledge. I do not have the contact base for them, so I will offer a lower price. Your best bet is to go to someone who specialises in that area. Now, if you come to me and you want to sell me semi-numi coins, I'll pay you more money because I know I can move them. It doesn't mean I always have the luxury to hold on to them. It's always a double-edged sword, in the sense that I want to pay as much as possible to the people who sell to me, but I've also got to cover my downside. The money side of it doesn't really bother me, because when you run a fair business, or at least in my experience anyway, people want to come to you, and they know you have to make a cut. This is your job. They know that your offer will be as fair as possible. Some people say, yes, okay, I'll take the offer, and other people say, actually, it's not for me. I think I can get more elsewhere. And this has happened in the past. Like, you've seen a couple of videos back where I had a deal lined up, and then the gentleman changed his mind, so I upped the offer, and then he wanted more, and I declined it. And that's okay. You know, if he feels he can get more, that's okay. But I certainly didn't pay on the spot, and the offer was nowhere near on the spot. So I said to the gentleman, I was like, it's not just we're making money, we're providing liquidity, and we're providing a service, and we're the go-to guy when you need information or knowledge about something. I'll openly help anyone within reason. So it's not always about putting money in my back pocket. I genuinely love my job. You know, there's some things in my job where it doesn't feel like work, because it isn't. At the moment, I'm making very good money. That won't always be the case. There's on occasions where I have lean months and I have to save from the good months. But it doesn't really affect me to help someone else. It's very simple for me to do it. If I don't know it, I might know someone who does know it. So we've got this little kind of dealer network where we can help people out. It's not always we want to maximize our profits. It's just not true. And by the end of the conversation, I broke it down. I said, what you need to realize is that where we provide a service and we provide liquidity to people who want to sell their coins, you must shop around. Even when buying. When buying and selling, you need to shop around. I was like, we're providing a service and we're providing liquidity for these people, and we've got to make a cut. But I then relayed it to him and I said, well, you work a job, right? The people who employ you have to make money off your back for them to employ you. You're accepting a contract, and in return they're giving you stability and a monthly paycheck. Now, I don't have that. I don't have holidays, I don't have a pension. If I don't want to work, I don't get paid. But equally, if I want to work a lot, I earn more. And that's kind of the risk we take. But in terms of dealers making a killing, I think it's relative, and you need to break it down to what a killing means. If a killing is you can make 4 or 5 figures in a month, but you put through a monster amount of turnover, then that's justified. If a killing is you're buying gold coins for 50% of their value, you know, these are the people we don't want in the industry. And we don't want bad coin dealers. And market forces would dictate that these people would go out of business anyway, because not many people would sell to them. People do shop around, and market forces suggest that the bottom of the market will get some sales, but it won't be a lot. And the leaner you go up. So I pitch myself on the side of trying to be fair and to offer better prices, which makes my margins leaner. I get more customers. Ironically, I make most of my money from buying specialty gold coins from other dealers who don't know what they have. But in terms of buying from the public, I don't have a mean streak to put the boot in and to really extract as much money as possible. I turn around and I say, look, I'm trying to make 10%. Or whatever it is, depending on the coin. Some coins have more risk, some coins have less risk, depending on how good I am at my job. So each business will be better at one thing than they are at another. I know where I specialize. But my goal personally is to make 10%, 15%. I'm not here trying to make a killing. So I kind of feel I won him over. There's going to be some people saying, I can do a better job, and the truth is, go do it. You've got to take into account the time it takes, you've got to take into account the cost of a printer, you've got to take into account the paperwork, running down to the post office, potentially covering any theft. You know, it all adds up. And when you look at the bigger picture, most dealers are not making the killing that this gentleman thought we were making. Now, some of us do very well in terms of turnover, but that's a completely different beast anyway. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's kind of opened your eyes a little bit. For some people it's intuitive, for other people they'll be like, okay, I never knew that. You know, I'm just trying to keep it real with my videos and put out content that is useful or informative. So take care guys, bye.